session, and we have one more keynote speaker, Tatiana Bonsir, who is in charge of BBVA in Spain. BB Uber, they call this bank in Spanish. Mr. Santiago, are you with us? We welcome you. You're up in the air.
Можна трошки голосніше?
Perfect. Okay. Hello, everybody. I know this is the last talk of the day, so I'll try not to be too boring. My name is Santiago Won. I'm based in Lima, Peru. So right now it is 11 a.m. and we're starting the summer here. A little about me. I currently work at BBVA as a new business models for the core manager. For those who doesn't know, BBVA is the second largest Spanish bank, and it is very well known for its digital accomplishments. Actually, the mobile app was awarded the best banking app in the world. And well, in my role, I seek for new ways to add value and bring new clients to the bank through new business models, which I will then explain further. And in my past lives, I've worked at McKinsey & Company as a digital consultant, doing engagement strategy, digital transformation, IT, digital marketing, especially on banks and pension funds industries. After that, I worked at Brain, which is Breca's Group Innovation Hub, which is the biggest economic group in Peru. It has many businesses like fishery, mining, hospitality, health, insurance. And that was a whole experience working side by side with data scientists, anthropologists, engineers. That's very interesting. Regarding other aspects of my life, I'm also CEO and co-founder of a sports mentoring platform called Support.org, where we connect professional athletes to mentor other athletes. This startup was born because I'm also a professional swimmer. I'm a national record holder in Peru, and I've participated in some world-class championships. So I always wanted to do some retribution of my experience to the sports community. And what else? Well, as you can see, I'm Chinese descendant, but I love Japanese Peruvian food. Especially some restaurants here in Peru cook scallops truffle nigiri, which would implode inside of your mouth. So if you come by, write to me and I'll give you the tips. For those who have never been to a pool, this is how it looks like in Beijing. And for those who have never ate scallops truffle nigiri, this is how it looks like from my kitchen. Anyways, that's enough about me. I would like to talk about some experiences regarding how we see everything is changing in the financial sector, from my new business models, innovation, and digital consulting perspective. So it's been a tough year, and users and clients are demanding new ways of services with a very intense focus on payment solution. Let me give you a personal experience on how payments are changing everything. And when I say everything, you will see what I mean. But very interesting anecdote. On Wednesday, 2 days ago, I was driving back home through the Peruvian coast for my swimming practice. This is how the Lima coast is like. When a police officer car asked me to pull over on the side of the road. I was very confident that I didn't do anything wrong. So when he asked for my papers, I fastly handed them over. Unfortunately, one of my permits had expired 2 days ago, and I had not noticed that. So that was a breaking point because, unfortunately, again, there's a high level of corruption here in Peru. So apart from the fact that it is key to be on rule, if you are not, they'll try to squeeze you from any failure. So he rapped on that and threatened to take my car away and my license for 3 years. It was a very silly mistake, and I knew many expiration dates had been extended since many of the establishments weren't fully open because of the current pandemic. So I tried to ask if there was any kind of way to let me go with a warning. That was in vain, of course, because the police officer kept threatening me and asked for some kind of support. He started victimizing, saying that he had to pay from his own pocket on any maintenance of the police car he drove, And long story short, he asked me for money if I wanted to be free. Of course, I didn't give him anything, but the interesting thing is that he claimed that if I didn't have cash at the moment, I could transfer him money. So through a P2P platform, which only required me to scan his QR code in his phone. For me, that's another level of craziness, right? Anyways, I just wanted to warm up on this crazy situation in which I've seen payments change, even in the most unexpected moments. Everyone is cashless, from the corrupt officer who stopped me to the mini market in the corner of my street, which by the way increased its digital sales from 5 to 55% during these months. Many big companies have been knocking at our doors asking for cashless solutions, not just for them, but for their own clients. It totally makes sense. Digital payments reduce costs, like transportation costs, mitigates health risks, reduces contagions, and reduces losses because of human interaction mistakes, and increases accounting accuracy. So, as this cashless trend, how do we identify and land all these new demands and ideas? Well, that can be accomplished through a new business models strategy. And what are new business models? They're just new ways of generating value, reaching new clients through non-explored business models which relate to the core. I'd like to present this matrix on the types of new business models that you could imagine. On the axis X, we have new dimensions. Here we can work new products, new segments, new channels. And on the axis Y, we have what we can do, which are internal innovations or partnerships. To give some examples, as a bank, for an internal innovation, we can create a new banking. For another example, for a partnership idea, we look for a new payments channel. For instance, by making an alliance with Facebook and paying. There is also a third wheel, because we can leverage the FinTech ecosystem. Here, BBVA have acquisition investments. For instance, OpenPay in Mexico. This is a payments platform that was acquired and offers SMEs simple digital payment structures to their e-commerces. Then it has its venture creation arm. For instance, BBVA developed Cobalt. This is an app where you can digitally store and share sensitive personal document data behind state-of-the-art encryption. With this app, you can store, share, and verify identities online. So, having had a quick glance on the types of new business models we can develop, we ask ourselves, why? Why should we invest on them? Well, it's the same answer on why should we innovate. This is just a way of it. And if you don't innovate, you lag. The key thing is, do you know how to do it properly? What do we need in order for a new business model to work? Which are the key success factors to implement new business models? In my experience, I would say you should consider at least these 5 enablers. First, to really understand the end user. It's very common that when it comes to starting a partnership with a traditional business, they already have an idea on what they want to do, but they usually haven't asked the user if they want it. So you better push back if that work hasn't been done. If you haven't really understood the insights of the user, you're investing resources blindly. Second, build strong relationships with the partner. When managing big deals, it's very common to get lost on bureaucracy, NDAs, MOUs, etc. And I'm not just speaking from the other side, but probably our side also. From what I've seen, the only thing that keeps moving the wheel will be the informal communication channels with the other party, and of course, collaborative spaces. Let every key individual know they have a stake on the initiative, and that the result you generate was built together as a co-creation. Third, I think it's to have a strong sponsor. You need to have a strong sponsor inside the organization who can socially lubricate around the business. The business as usual will naturally attempt several times to kill something that doesn't work according to the protocols. If there isn't something backing up these initiatives, and if this someone doesn't have the same, for instance, to the CEO, then it will die with most chances. Fourth, trying small and jump to the pool. People are scared to fail, to jump on the uncertain. But the thing is, as cliche as it sounds, we have to see every attempt as a learning. And of course, think about what we have learned. That's an investment. So trying small to maximize learning and minimize resources. And last but not least, allow the time to show results. People inside the organization who doesn't believe in the business will try to sabotage them as soon as they see them failing. Don't get frustrated and be aware that you need to provide time for the new business to adapt, iterate, and then prosper. So, I hope these elements can help you next time you jump into a new business model. And for those who still haven't got a clear picture on what the new business model will be, I'll give you a couple of examples of what has been done at BBVA. I guess all of you have heard about Uber, the taxi intermediary platform. So BBVA implemented in Mexico an initiative to grant drivers immediate access to their earning. BBVA creates a debit card for them so they can use the money of a ride as soon as the ride finishes. Other initiatives go around lending drivers money at the beginning of the day to fill the tanks with fuel, and then this debt is reduced while completing rides during the day. These are examples on how giant techs are getting their way into the financial services. And the value here comes from the 35% of drivers who had never interacted with a bank before joining Uber, which is now allied with BBVA. So I may ask, how many other ways can we think on which we could give access to new clients, revenue streams, liquidity to our partners? I don't know. Another excellent example develops on exploring new technologies. On 2021, BBVA Switzerland will answer to the demand of many private investors who were already using Bitcoin through other entities like FINTECH. So now BBVA offers trading and custody of Bitcoin. They allow to manage transactions and have deposits in this cryptocurrency. Now, going back, I think it's just awesome what banks can do by exploring new business models. I truly encourage everyone to start thinking on new ways of generating value, creating new segments, and building partnership. Just to finish my early story, the digitalized corrupt officer was kind of assertive with his P2P channel proposal because I hadn't retired cash from an ATM since March, but I would never be willing to go on this line. So when he understood that, I was fortunately released with the condition that I would put my stuff in order the same day, which I did. However, to finish this space, I would like to share that the main reason from Wednesday is because when exploring new lands, new businesses, many legislation and protocols are not clear. Parameters sometimes are not established for end users, for our partners, and it is key for us to know and stick to our values, to make sure we're not only generating revenue streams, but generating sustainable business models for more values-based societies. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Отже, дорогі друзі, дякую.
So, dear friends, we are grateful to Santiago for this exciting information he shared with us from Lima, Peru.